Hey everyone, welcome back. It's been a while, it's been a minute, hot minute, but welcome back to the Bigfoot Hangout live podcast with me, Lindsay Raymond, and the infamous Charlie Raymond. Say hello.
Hi.
It's been a while. Sorry guys, we've had a lot going on. We had I forget what was happening the first week that we cancelled. I think just everything, and then we had the expedition, of course, which is what we're going to be talking about tonight. And there's a lot to share. It was an amazing expedition. I didn't get to spend half as much time there as I would have liked, but there was some great activity, and we've got some wonderful people on the show tonight to share it with you too. So it's not just us two. We've got some participants as well that are going to talk about what they experienced. So it's all good. But what do you want to say?
Do you want to talk about what you've been working on?
Sure.
Sure. All right. So I have to share it so you guys can see it because you can't see it. So Lindsay's been adding more exciting merch on the store. There's Halloween.
With Halloween coming up, you might have a chance to get your Halloween stuff in time for Halloween. I don't know, but
what is this? That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a fake Bigfoot thumb.
It's a toe.
A toe.
It's a toe. Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. That's anyway. Go to
what?
Go out of that and go to Christmas and holidays, because that's what I'm filling up.
Tell me where to go because I don't
know. go to catalog at the top.
You're used to telling me where to go, so.
Yep. Okay. Scroll down. Christmas and holidays.
Oh, you made Christmas stuff.
Yes. Well, the Christmas stuff is still loading, but we got lots of holiday stuff in there too.
Oh, that's cute. Look at that. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We've got lots of cute stuff. Okay. I could talk for a while on this stuff, and I won't. But there's another line that I just dropped earlier this week.
Go back.
It's called, go back. I just want to quickly show it. Go to the top.
Top.
Yeah.
Right.
Search. Put in shadow.
Shadow.
This is it. Shadow stalker line. I love it. It's a camo Bigfoot design.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And I'm gonna load up on some of this stuff because I really like it, and I'm gonna add more stuff to it too because it's so cute.
Well, that's pretty neat. Camo Bigfoot.
Yeah, I love it.
I like that.
And there's a few things. There's a hoodie dress that I think I might have to invest in.
I'll put the link in the comments so you guys. Right there, I'll share the link for you guys in case you want to send me a Christmas present. No, just kidding. Don't send me anything.
Anyway, let me get through the comments because I'm itching to get these.
Okay, I got to remove this first. So let me see how to remove that.
We got an error there.
No, it does that sometimes. I don't know why. Huh. Wait, let me try this.
Oh, it went to YouTube. It just didn't go to Facebook.
Oh, it did. Okay. All right, that's fine. So let me remove this from the screen.
I want to go through and say hi to a few people.
Okay. Remove. There we go. So Lindsay wants to say hi to everybody.
Because it's been a while. Like we've been super busy, but we miss you guys too. It's like this has become a regular thing for us on a Thursday night as well. So right, starting at the top, and I'll see how far down I can get. Lane's here. Hey, Lane. Chris Blaylock is here. I always try to say Blaylock. It's Blaylock. Hey, Chris. It's nice to have you.
Chris, I just heard a compliment about your husband down at LBL. I heard your husband is an awesome cook. I think Lou told me that.
Very good. Randy's here. Hey, Randy. Jim Dodge is here. Not going to give it away. Matt's here. Hey, Matt. It's good to see you in the chat. Greg's here. Hey, Greg. I know you had a busy night, so I'm glad you made it. Hope it all went well. Let's go down a bit. Everybody's been chatting. Debbie's here. Hey, Debbie. I know Mary, your sister, is here. Hello. And I know one or both of you are in Stanton. I caught that in the chat. So you're super close, which is lovely. Welcome. Judy's here. Hey, Judy. Jamie Cox is here. Hey. Where am I? I'm feeling a little bit rushed. I know we've got a lot more of you in here that have been talking in the chat.
What we can do is maybe we'll say hi to them as during.
Oh, Delphia's here. Hey, Delphia.
Gary's
Gary, we missed you.
Yeah, we missed you, Gary.
I was mad at you for not showing up. We did miss you though. CLC 1980, welcome. Randy, Shelby's here. Hey, Shelby. Who else?
Oh, happy birthday, Shelby.
Oh.
Today's Shelby's birthday.
Happy birthday, Shelby.
Hey, do you know whose birthday you share? I bet you do. Adam Davies and Lyle Blackburn.
Today?
I saw it on Facebook. Adam Davies' birthday's today and Lyle Blackburn.
Happy birthday, Adam and Lyle, if you're watching.
And my brother yesterday.
And David for yesterday.
My brother's was yesterday.
Larry Hose, welcome, Larry. Mike Nation, W6C, hello.
Charles Kimbrough. Did you say Charles Kimbrough?
No, I didn't. Where's Charles?
Charles Kimbrough.
Oh, there he is.
Yep.
Hey, Charles.
I know why Charles is here. Charles is waiting for the audio.
Yeah.
Which we have.
David's here. Hey, David.
We have some audio, not all the audio, Charles. We have some.
Tammy Johnson, welcome. Frank's here. Hey, Frank. Hope you got home safe after the weekend. Okay. I'm Rachel. Rachel's here. Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
Hey, Rachel. I need to send you a friend request because I know you put a post out there and we're not friends apparently. But thank you for including me in that.
Unlike me, I'm friends with everybody.
Well, it happens sometimes.
Even 90% of the people I don't know on my friends list. I accept if we have more than 10 Bigfoot people in common, I accept their friend request. So I have a lot of people I've never met.
Welcome, all of you. Thanks for sticking with me for getting through that. It's good to have you all with us. We've got a great show. So
you want to share this too, real quick? Another announcement. You want to share this, Lindsay?
No, you can do it.
Want me to do it? Okay. Alrighty, let me find it. Stop screen share. Okay. So let me add it. This is coming up in 2 weeks. So this is another Bigfoot camp out weekend mini expedition. This is over in Lee County. I'll send the link and can I share this here? I'll share the link. We still have spots available. It's not my camp out. I was invited to lead the hunts. So on Saturday night, I will be leading the hunt. But she has a bunch of things planned, exciting things planned. You camp out. And where this is, it's in Lee County. It's close to, she had a Bigfoot sighting on her property. So number one, she had a Bigfoot sighting on her property this year. Number two, in Lee County, I've got other Bigfoot reports only a couple miles from where her sighting was. And one of them was Don Atkins with the BFRO. When he was with the BFRO, he saw Bigfoot under thermal a couple miles from this location. Another thing that was there, two hunters. Jay was one of them, and another guy, I forgot. Two big old boys had something harass them all night in their hunting cabin, same location. So it's a hot spot. If you're interested, go to the link there. I just shared it, and then you guys can sign up. Did I share it? My vocal is fading. My voice is fading. Yeah, maybe. All right, so let me remove that. All right. Okay, let's bring on our special guest.
Don't you want to talk about about the expedition and location and stuff first and give it a rundown?
Well, we'll bring them on. They were there.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it when we bring them on.
Okay.
Yeah. So
obviously we don't plan anything.
I'm going to bring on our special guests. First, we have Jim and Melissa.
Hi, everybody.
Hi. Hey.
And second, we have Scott.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Scott.
So you guys were on our expedition this past weekend, and we invited you to come on to talk about some of the things that happened. Before we get to those things, I have a list. Let me bring up the list. I do have audio. I do have some other things to play, but be patient before we get there. Let me bring this list up so I can read it because a lot happened. Okay, first thing we want to do, number one, is we want to thank Jay for allowing us to camp and squatch on his beautiful property. So if it wasn't for Jay, we wouldn't have had that weekend that we had this weekend. The other one is John, the cook, for feeding us delicious food, breakfasts and dinners. That was a lot of work, John. So thank you, John. And then we had a lot of volunteers. Greg, he's the one that brought the porta potty over for us, arranged for it to be filled, arranged for it to be emptied. Thank God we had a nice, clean porta potty. And Lou and Vickie for helping serve food. Jamie, John, all the team leaders that when I asked them to lead a night hunt, they were more than happy to lead a team on night ops. So thank you to all of our team leaders and a lot of other people that chipped in. So that's the first thing. The second thing, I'm going to go through the list real quick of what happened. So most people throughout the weekend experienced tree knocks. Now, we all heard acorns falling, and most people can decipher the difference between an acorn hitting a downed tree or a tree knock. I would say on every team that went out, we had an experienced team leader, experienced squatchers who would debunk stuff. So not everything was Bigfoot. We always have to use caution and not get Bigfoot on the brain. So I've done these many, many years. I've got a great team who educates the newbies on what sounds are. So not every twig break is a Bigfoot. That's the first thing I want to mention. But we did have some great knocks throughout the weekend. Most people got to hear those. I think it was Thursday night, the first night.
Randy's saying we're getting some feedback on the audio. If anybody else having feedback, is it something at our end?
I know why. Let me just turn it down. I'm yelling into the mic.
Oh, are you yelling?
I'm yelling. So hold on. Let me turn this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, is that better? That should be better. I turned it down.
Okay, just let us know in the chat if that's better, please.
All right. So here's a rundown again, more specifically of what happened. Thursday night, teams went all the way back on Jay's back property, or field, I should say. And Jay talked about the Native American skeleton that was buried just below the property down in the ravine. It's a long story. It's a creepy story. He also talked about his father passing away in that field. It was a very tragic accident that happened in that field to his father. As Jay was talking about this, 7 people saw a flash of light over Shelby's left shoulder. It was very close to her. It lit up and went away as Jay was talking. They think it was an orb. Again, I don't think it's a connection with Bigfoot. I think that was more paranormal, possibly. I don't know if it's Jay's father or Native American or something, but to have 7 people see that orb is significant.
Very, yeah.
The other thing that happened, which I forgot to mention before, Jay sang a song. It's a Shawnee song called the Wolf Song, I believe. And it's a song of mourning. And Jay would howl during the song. When he finished singing, multiple people heard something hum that same song from just below the field there in that little ravine. They all heard it sing back. It wasn't an echo, it was a hum. So again, many people heard that. So that was, again, probably paranormal. That was on Thursday night. On Friday night, when everybody was asleep, this happens a lot on expeditions. When everybody returns and you're snoring in your tent, the squatches will come in, look around, for food or what. They're curious. We had multiple people hear heavy footfalls. They heard things rattling, going through things, but they heard bipedal footfalls around their tents. There was even one lady that heard what sounded like something peeing on her tent. There was no rain, there was no water that could make that sound. It could have been an animal. It doesn't have to be a Bigfoot. It could have been a dog peeing on her tent. We did inspect that the next day. We have a funny picture of John on all fours sniffing the tent with Lou. We did not see anything. She also heard it come over to my camper because my camper was parked next to hers. She heard it scrape or rub my camper multiple times. I guess trying to get in my camper. I don't know, but I was in my camper. So she heard that.
Just to set the scene a little bit. So this land that the expedition was held on, it's in Menifee County and it's private land. And I think, what is it? Did he say like 2,000 acres? It's a lot. And
1,200 acres.
or is it 1,200? 1,200. Between 1,200, 2,000 acres. It's a lot. It's got a bit of a river running through it. It's got cliff edges. It's got massive caves. It's very, very wooded. There's very thick undergrowth, but it does have some fields on there too, and it's also used as hunting land. But it's very private. You have to go down a very long, windy road to get there. There wouldn't be anybody trespassing. So if people are hearing something around the tent, it's either somebody on the expedition or it's something else. Highly, highly unlikely that there would be anybody trespassing.
There would be.
Jay has got 5 or 6 very big dogs, and at least 4 of them.
4 big dogs.
Well, he's got one inside.
Oh, that's right. He's got one in the house, so 5 total.
And 4 of them are guardian dogs, extremely ferocious. So I just want to set that scene because it's very unlikely that it would be a stray camper wandering around at night. And
everybody, it's just so you know, you're there, you know this, and other people that are watching. Every morning we have a morning meeting where we compare notes. So there's a note taker in every team. The note taker will write down times that things happen, when they make tree knocks, when they hear a whoop, they record it all. So in the morning meeting, we compare notes to eliminate contamination. We also go over, when was everybody in? When was the last team in? Usually people come to the campfire, they'll go to bed, and then it's nothing. It's quiet, nothing but snoring. So we know pretty much everybody's accounted for when we compare notes. And forgot her name that mentioned about the Bigfoot peeing on her tent, heavy footfalls. Everybody's there comparing notes to eliminate that contamination, just to let you guys know this. So let me finish this real quick. So Saturday morning early between 4 and 5, we heard, a lot of people heard vocalizations, many vocalizations, crazy vocalizations, which I have some tonight that Kelly recorded for us. There was also some samurai chatter, which I have not found yet. I need to go through my recorder and some other recorders to find the samurai chatter, which that's significant. I will share the other audio tonight before, I won't forget. Let's see. I think it was Saturday. We're going to come back to this in a second. Melissa was hit in the back by something or someone with something. And Jim and Melissa are going to talk about that tonight, about being hit in the back. And then Saturday night, a lot of you guys don't know this because we leave early Sunday morning. At least everybody did but me. I was in my camper till 10, pouring down rain. On Saturday night, we'll get into this with Scott. Scott came with me and Larry and, gosh, who was the other person? Robert. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to let Scott talk about it. I have that recording, Scott. We can share tonight. And then we had a great tree knock interaction. And then last but not least, on Sunday, before I left, I went and talked to Jay and his wife, Tammy, in their house. And he mentioned this briefly, so some of you might have known this. Tammy and her daughter, who are huge skeptics. Tammy's very reserved, so she didn't want to come out and talk to everybody. But they saw a 6.5-foot hairy figure standing in the corner of their backyard by the fence post. And there was enough ambient light to see the hair on it. It was black, like a silhouette. And both ladies saw this figure, which could be a juvie, which we call juveniles. 6.5 feet tall is not very tall, but that could be a juvenile. So we had a possible sighting by two people. I think that was Friday night, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so that's a rundown of a lot of the stuff. Now let's get into Jim and Melissa. So Jim and Melissa, I'm going to bring you up. Let me see. I'm going to hide you for a second, Randy. Hold on. No, I'm not. I'm going to leave you there. Jim and Melissa, do you want to talk about what happened to you?
Sure.
Melissa.
So it was Friday. Can you hear me okay? Just to make sure.
I got to turn this up. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
So it was Friday afternoon, and a lot of people had went out on day hikes. It was about 2:30. We went back and figured out the time afterwards, but it was about 2:30 in the afternoon. And Jim and I had decided that we were going to make something light for lunch, and we had went over to our truck, and he ended up going back to our tent to get one of the little propane tanks, and I stayed at the truck. My back was to the woods, and I was just kind of hanging out, waiting for him to come back. And we're about, how far away were we from
Probably
our
100 foot.
100 foot from our camp, from our tent, which was just inside the woods. And I'm just standing there, and a few campers were over at the fire, and I got hit in the back, in the left shoulder blade, and I knew it wasn't an acorn that had been falling the whole time we were there. I grew up in the country, and it felt more like a walnut to me because it was larger in size, larger than an acorn. So I turned around and looked. I verbally said, ow. I turned around and looked on the ground thinking I'm looking for a walnut. And the only thing laying there close to me was an onion. And it was about yay big. So I get to looking, and I yell at Jim. He's coming out of the tent. He's backing out of the tent, getting ready to zip it. And I'm like, Jim, get over here. And he takes his sweet time getting back. And by that time, a couple of the other campers had come over to the truck. He yelled at another Mason, one of our other friends, to come over. And I told him that I had just got hit with an onion. And Royal, who was there, we started analyzing. We found 4 more onions laying there in the area, but there was one about 4.5 feet from me where I had been standing. And it was not it wasn't, it looked like a yellow onion that you would get in a bag at the grocery store. So it wasn't one that someone had pulled out of the ground. I mean, it looked like one that you would have bought at the store. So Royal and I started analyzing what else could it have been. And Jim and Mason take off in the woods trying to find something. So the way this felt was more than just a toss. I pulled up my shirt and had Jim look at my back, and he took a picture, and it did leave a red mark on my back that lasted about an hour on my back, because he checked it again later. And then you want to tell your part with.
After I called Mason over to start investigating what had happened, I took off into the woods directly behind where Melissa was standing, and had gone a little ways, just going down the ridge. Hadn't seen anything, nothing, didn't experience anything. Well, Mason took off a different direction, kind of away from where we were standing, and the girls started hollering down, or Royal and Melissa hollered down at me, "We can't see Mason anymore." So I came back up because I hadn't seen anything, and went the direction Mason did, which was towards our tent, where our tent was at. And I just started heading down through the woods, broke away about probably a 45-degree angle or so from our tent, where I thought Mason had gone. And I went into the woods a little way, and then I would call for him, call out to him, no response. Went a little further down the ridge, called again, no response. So the third time I called, went down a little further, I called, and I started hearing movement to my left that was very loud. And this would have been in the direction back towards where Melissa and Royal were. So I turned around and called up to them, asking if Mason had come back. And they said no, because I was thinking that Mason had gone down, went across the ridge, and was going to come back up. They said no, he has not come back up. So I went further down into the woods and called him again. Still no response. Well, at this point, Melissa had Alana, Mason's wife, try to call him or text him. I don't know which it was. Texted him, and he texted back that, "I'm fine. I can see Jim. I'll be back up in a minute." So we wait just a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Mason gets back up to where we were at, and he said, "I could see you the whole time, but I didn't want to give away my position because I had movement 2 different directions from where I was at. I had something behind me back in your direction, and then I had something in front of me." So he had 2 different movements on each side of him. But what we didn't know until he came back up, he didn't go down at the 45-degree angle like I thought he did. He went straight back behind our tent, so he was quite a bit further out than I thought he had gone. And I wish we had Mason to tell his part, but we talked about it a lot. Where he was at, he had movement behind him in my direction, and he said it kind of settled out, but it was like it was intentionally being loud. He said it was not a squirrel, a deer just prancing along. It was something making noise. And you could tell it was there, and that's the same thing I had on my end. And then Mason said the second sound he thought it was going to come. He was going to come face to face with something, because it's like it had turned around and came back his direction. And he said, I was preparing for something to step around or step out and maybe face to face with whatever, a person, a creature, whatever it was that was out there in the woods. They said, I called one more time, called for him again. And when I called that last time, he said it basically veered to the right, going away from him. It went for a short distance, and the leaves were all kinds of noisy out there, so you can't walk quietly. They said it was very, very noisy, moving fairly steady, and then the sound stopped. There was a knock. We're just guessing tree knock, but he said there was a knock, and then everything went silent. nothing else. And that was when he waited just a short time after that knock and came back up to us.
Mason, if you're in the chat, does anybody know if he's here tonight? If he's,
I don't think they are.
they're not online.
How far did Mason go from your tent?
He was roughly, if you go straight back there, that evening, Hayden and I, we stayed at base camp, but we went back there that evening, and you can go maybe, I don't know if it's quite a quarter of a mile, but probably close. And once you get down to that point, there's a big ravine. It's probably 10 to 15 foot deep. So, and Mason said he thought he was near there. He could see the ravine, but he didn't go all the way to it. But that night, Hayden and I started the path that I took, and then we veered out to the right where I knew Mason had gone, and we took it all the way down the ridge to the ravine.
Now, for people watching who are not there, Jim, how many expeditions have you been on?
Probably at least 10, just guessing, because I've been going for a little while, and I think I've only missed one since I started going because my mean spousal unit wouldn't let me go with my arm in a sling.
So you're very experienced in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Mason is as well.
Yep.
You're both intelligent people. You're both walking back there. You both heard something walking that was not either one of you.
Correct.
It was something else, and you talked about it right afterwards. So we went over this. It wasn't like days went by, then you talked about it, and then you can't remember what happened. You talked about it immediately that afternoon, that evening, and again now. This was something else back there walking that you both heard.
Yes, and it was very loud. I mean, it was something large was moving in the brush. Like I say, I've been in the woods all my life. I've hunted, deer just kind of trot along. Yeah, they can make some noise, but it's almost like it was intentionally making noise. Mason felt like the two different whatever it was that he had, it seemed like one was trying to get his attention to maybe let the other get some distance. Because I think, and like I said, you've said it, I say it, we don't go straight to Bigfoot, but whatever was there, I think we surprised it by immediately coming into the woods.
Yeah, which was smart.
So whether it was people, a creature, whatever it was, an animal, I think we surprised it because as soon as this happened, we both headed into the end of the woods.
Right, and that's two things. One, it's great as an investigator. Two, something hit your wife, you have to defend her.
Right.
Melissa, did you hear the onion fall? Did you hear it hit the ground after?
I mean, after it hit me, I mean, it was I heard the thud, but again, I thought it was a walnut. I didn't, I never would have thought it was an onion.
Yeah.
Well, a walnut would
be get hit by an onion.
Right, I know, right. But a walnut would be roughly the same size as an onion. I didn't go look at the onions that were out and about down there, but there's lots of walnuts that are falling right now, and they're roughly small onion sized.
That's a little big.
But when they've got that green fruit around them,
right,
they're big, aren't they?
And part of the investigation that Royal and I we talked through the whole thing, which if you know Royal, you know that he talks through and analyzes everything, which I was fine with. There was not a walnut tree there.
Right.
There was a beech tree and all kinds of oak trees, which would give you the acorns. There was no walnuts there. I actually took pictures of all of the onions that we found, and I should have sent them to you, Charlie, but I took pictures of all the onions that were laying there, and they were actually part of the story that I missed. Jim actually found a small watermelon, like a baby one, about that big, underneath the beech tree, that was to the left side, not where I was standing. It was maybe 10 feet away.
Well,
But that wasn't what hit me. It was the onion, most definitely the onion.
The watermelon will be significant because Jay talked a couple of times about the gifting that they've done in the past on the land, and he's gifted watermelons, and they've had some success with that. And the reason that I bring up the walnuts is because in your mind, when you felt this, your mind went to walnut because you immediately, the size of it resonated with what could potentially be around. But there weren't any walnut trees around. If it was a small object, hitting you on the back, you would have thought, oh, it's an acorn. But you didn't. It was heavier and more dense, and I'm guessing came with more force. So your mind went to the bigger object, and there aren't any walnut trees around. So I think that's a valid point.
Jim actually talked to Jay. I don't know if it was that night or when he talked about gifting in the area. In the area that we were camping in, he actually said that he does not gift there, and he has not gifted watermelons.
Well, onions.
Or gifted onions. Yeah. He hadn't gifted onions.
Right.
But the watermelon, I didn't pick it up, but he did. But it was intact.
That was the odd thing. You would think, if this is something been sitting out in the woods, the bugs get in it, the deer, the animals, all of these were like pristine. The watermelon was like you just brought it out of the store. Same with the onions. They were still had the little root on the bottom, still had the full skin on it. Looked like you just pulled them out of a bag of onions.
I wonder if Jay's in the chat. I don't know. He's coming on the show next week, by the way, so we're going to talk to him about his land and all the activity that he's having out there. But I wonder if Jay could verify the last time he gifted a watermelon.
It's been a while, but he said his because the last time he gifted, and his gift site is not there in that area. He told us that weekend that it's in a different part of the property. But
so something brought it there.
Yeah, he said that he did use a watermelon, and I don't know if it was recently or not, but he said he used one. He said he normally does cantaloupe because that seems to be what they like.
Mm-hmm.
But he said he couldn't get a hold of a cantaloupe, so he had used a little watermelon. But he said he told us that night when I was talking to him about, I just gave him the short version. He said that it's been a month since they had one of the survival training classes. And 2 weeks ago, the guy that does the survival training was there just to secure his tent, the green tent that's up there on the hill. But he said he would never throw anything out. And then Trent, that we met there with Jay's friend that was there, he was there last week with his family. And he actually told us that he saw some onions out there, but he didn't see a melon. But he would not throw anything out like that either. So it was really odd. And even Jay was surprised that was out there. He said, I've never gifted an onion, and none of the people that I have here would just randomly throw anything out.
So it wasn't a compost heap?
No.
Right.
All righty. So that's scary and exciting altogether.
Anybody in the chat got any questions for Jay and Melissa about their experience? Because it's different, outside of the norm for sure. So if you've got any questions you want to ask them, drop it in the chat.
So before we get to you, Scott, I'm saving you, Scott. Don't worry. Thanks for being patient. By the way, we have the same cat, Scott.
And the same shirt.
And the same shirt.
It's a great shirt.
I got to tell my funny story about the shirt. So my funny story about the shirt that Scott's wearing, that's kind of our official shirt that we've sold for many, many years. I was in the Lexington airport one time, and I'm walking through the airport, and I see a guy wearing that shirt. And I go, oh, hey, I really like your shirt. Excuse me, what are you doing?
It's the dog.
You're ruining my joke.
Sorry.
Hold on. Let me start again. I walk into the airport. I see a guy with a shirt on. I said, "Hey, nice shirt." He said, "Thanks." And he walks right by me. He didn't know who I was. That is, he didn't know it's my organization. So I made the joke. He probably got that at the Goodwill. Anyway, so now I want to play the audio.
Thank you, Jim and Melissa, for
Thank you.
spending your evening
Stay.
with us.
You can stay with us if you like.
All right.
But let me play this. Let me see if I can do it here. I don't know how to do this. Let me see. I'm going to play the audio we sent it to Monongahela. So the audio that Kelly recorded, he gave it to me. I was suspicious of it. I thought that's kind of sounds like a wolf. I said wolf. And the other thing sounded suspicious too, which I'll play for you. I threw it into a video. Let me see if I could play it here. This is the audio that Kelly recorded. There's more. Hold on. Coming up, there's three things. Hold on. I think it's done. I thought a wolf. Jay's dog. His name makes us. Bruce Wayne is Jay's dog. Sounds like that. That was hard to hear, but it was a barred owl, not a whistle. And the last one's kind of funny. Here's the last one. I don't know who was next to Kelly. Kelly said it was not him.
We think it was recorded close to somebody's tent, but we can't.
Well, it was Kelly's tent, so whoever was sleeping next to Kelly might have had too much chili.
Oh goodness me! Just let me see. Hey Ron, we missed you. We totally missed you. But one of the KBRO shirts is in the Oglala Lakota Nation Pine Ridge Reservation in South Dakota. Wow! Being worn by a descendant of Mahaipia Luta. I just killed it. Chief Red Cloud, Dusty Shane Red Cloud. He liked it, so I gave it to him. That's wonderful. Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Ron. That's awesome.
That's great.
So, again, Kelly did a great job, by the way. I told him he had his recorder going. He was able to isolate those clips, send those clips. Now, when we heard them on the recorder across the camp, the breakfast morning meeting across the camp fire pit, when we're all talking and you hear them, they sound different than when you when you isolate them and put them on a computer and you listen to them, you can really tell what they are. But that was definitely some type of canid. He thought coy dog or wolf even. Jay, I played it for Jay. I think it was yesterday, and Jay said that wasn't Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne sounds different than that a little bit. So we think this was a wolf, which people said there's some red wolves that have been released out there. They won't tell you the truth on those, or some kind of coy dog type thing. But the other stuff too, it's good to have it analyzed. So we at the KBRO, we debunk everything. If it's suspicious or whatnot, we will have other people listen to it. I had Managa Hila listen to that. He verified what those were. So with that being said, sometimes it gets exciting and sometimes it's a letdown, but that was a letdown. There were also some samurai chatter some people heard, which I'm trying to find that. We had multiple people with recorders. I'm trying to find that samurai chatter, and I will share that once I find it. Anything you want to add to that?
No,
Nope.
guys, if
Okay.
there's anything that happened, those of you that were with us for the expedition, drop it in the chat, because I don't want to miss anything significant. If you had an experience that you want to share, be sure to let us know.
All right.
I can bring it up.
All right, so let's get to Scott. Thank you, Scott, for waiting patiently. The last night, it was Scott, myself, Larry, and Robert,
Yeah.
I think. And we won't give away the location because this is a spot that Scott goes to frequently, and it's going to be my new spot because it's 30 minutes from our house. So I will join Scott or visit there often.
Already, he's been like, what night was it? Monday night, I think. Maybe it was Monday night. He gets off. No, it must have been Tuesday.
It doesn't matter what
night.
night.
Well, Tuesday, you're going to Winchester. He gets off work at 5 o'clock. It's dark here by 7 o'clock. He gets off work at 5, over an hour away, and he calls me on his way home, and he's like, "Do you want to go to that new spot tonight?" And I'm like, no, it's going to be dark, and I got to cook tea. But anyway, he's excited about it. So when he says it's our new spot, I don't doubt him one bit.
So a couple things, it's Scott is a researcher and I'm a researcher, and a lot of us, we don't put out our locations. It's like giving away your honey hole when you're fishing. You don't tell everybody where the best fishing is for obvious reasons. It's the same thing with Bigfooting. You don't want everybody there knocking and hollering and whatnot. So we're going to kind of keep that private, right, Scott?
Yep.
And Scott, if you want to tell what happened, and then I could play the audio.
Okay. Yeah. It's a good spot when the locals put up warning signs, watch out for Bigfoot when you're going into the area. So I found this spot. My daughter actually got married at a wedding venue just a few miles away. And I learned about this spot. And it's not far from Jay's, really, but it takes like 30 minutes drive time to get there. So it's a really, really good spot. And I don't get there often as I'd like to, of course, but I don't want to burn it out. I don't want a bunch of people in there knocking and, like you said, and educating them on what we do. So, but first spot we went to, we didn't have much activity, pretty quiet, but it's a really good spot to set up and listen. Second spot we went to, we had knocks and some weird vocalizations, kind of interaction with knocks, and it's pretty good activity actually. So I'll let you kind of explain what happened.
Yeah. So the first place we went, it's very squatchy back there. I didn't know that was back there, and it's very remote. And you took us out on this little rock ledge. It was kind of surrounded by water down below us. It's a great place to knock and therm and whoop, and we did all that. We did very subtle things though. We didn't do a lot at first. We did a couple knocks. We waited. I can't think if I did a whoop or we made a whoop there. I don't think we did. We
Yeah.
thermed a lot. We were kind of patient.
It's
And
kind of
nothing-
odd if you do much, you kind of out yourself. You know, it's
Mhm.
you're on a peninsula, and if you do too much activity, they know exactly where you're at.
Mhm. And I'm glad we didn't do too much. We didn't do a lot there. And then we moved just down the waterway, so to speak, and we sat there. And what you did is you got your call blaster out, and you blasted a distressed fawn,
Mm-hmm.
and then an aggressive coyote. Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Both of those are great because Bigfoots eat deer, so hearing a distressed fawn would bring a Bigfoot in. An aggressive coyote might bring a Bigfoot in, because they're hunting or to challenge them or whatnot. We know there's a relationship with the coyotes. So you did that. And this is how I remember it. And I'll share a little video with the audio there. I'm guessing after you call blasted, I'm thinking maybe 30 minutes, give or take. And we heard a distinct knock across the water up a ridge, which is very dense forest. And was it Robert or Larry that was therming?
Larry.
Larry was therming, had a really good thermal. He even had the Bluetooth that would connect to his phone so we could watch what he's watching. You couldn't see through those trees across the water. It was too dense. So he's therming, and then we hear a distinct knock a little bit to our, I would say, our 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And we're like, wow, that was a knock, Now, just so people know this, and I thought about this because I listened to the audio today. I believe you said to me, what was that? And it dawned on me, you had your headphones on and you
Yeah.
had a parabolic.
Yeah.
And unless you're looking right at that spot, you're going to hear something totally different, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard something, but I saw you all react, and so I wasn't sure. I thought it was a knock, but I was not directionally pointing right at it.
Yeah, and that's the good and bad about parabolics. You
Yeah.
kind of have to be pointed in the direction. I use omnidirectional mics on my recorder, so the omnidirectional mics will pick up any direction. Like, thank goodness I had it on, and I recorded it, which I'll play for you guys in a second here. So what was exciting, the other three of us heard the knock clearly, and I said, I'm going to make 3 knocks back right away. So I got up, went to the tree behind us, made 3 quick knocks, and then immediately we had another knock. Returned to my 3 knocks, more towards our, I would say our 10 o'clock position across the water up in the ridge. There were 2 of them. We think possibly 2 Bigfoots across that river there on that bank. Correct?
Yeah, and also the woods we was looking at, that's actually an island. There's a stream behind what we was looking at, and a hillside behind that, so you can't really see behind the island.
Yeah. It was dense. I mean, dense forest over there on that island.
And
I'm gonna.
I also heard a knock. I was facing directly behind us, 100, or 6 o'clock, and there's a big rock cliff. I was aiming up the top of the rock cliff. I heard a knock behind us also.
Was it the same time?
It was in the same time frame. It was somewhere in that general area.
And I remember, I forget this, but I heard 2 other knocks back towards the parking lot where you were parked, kind of in that direction. I think at some point we all heard 2. Now I'm not very familiar with the area, so I didn't know like if there's a house over there, somebody's door shut. Like, I wasn't too excited about those knocks. What I was really excited about was the knock we heard, and then for me to do 3 knocks and for another one to knock back immediately. To me, that's exciting.
Yeah. If it was the same one, it would have had to travel a pretty long ways pretty quickly to knock in that other location.
All right, so the sound, knocks don't come out great when they're far away on an audio. If I turn up the audio too much, you'll hear a lot of white noise. But I want everybody to turn your computer up. Turn your volume up on your computer or your phone. I'm going to play this video.
That was good. Did you hear it? Yeah. What was it? It sounded like a knock. Oh, which way? That way. Okay. It sounded like a knock.
Knock or something falling through the rock or a big rock smacking the ground.
It was a smack, right? Like something.
Yeah. It's like something got slammed.
Here, I'm going to knock back to it. Okay. See if it knocks back to me. Hold on. Did you hear it?
Yep.
Did you friggin' hear that?
Yep.
Yeah. Single.
Yep.
Single to my 3.
Yes.
So that's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
You heard a knock? I just did 3 and went back. I'm telling you, there's
one
straight
here.
12 o'clock. Okay, we might have a Bigfoot coming up now, guys. Okay. We didn't hear that before. We got a knock. I did 3. We got a knock back.
I'm like, I can tell how excited I got. I'm sorry. You missed the beginning, that first knock. I'm going to try to do this again. You might have missed that first knock because it's early in the clip. I should have left longer sound before it plays. I'm going to try it one more time. See if you can hear that first knock. There it is.
That was good.
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear that first one was louder.
So what kind of area is it? Is there any campgrounds around? Like, how rural is
There's
it?
no campgrounds.
Not middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And what time was it? Because you guys were out super late, weren't you?
Yeah, I think we got back about 2:30.
Right.
Yeah.
So what time was it roughly that it happened?
It took us about 45 minutes to get back, right?
Yeah.
No, what time at night roughly?
We left fairly soon after that. So let me add a couple things to this. Again, one, if you weren't listening, Scott had his headphones on and was using a parabolic facing a different direction. That's why he didn't hear it clearly when I said, did you guys hear that? He wasn't sure. That's for people that are listening. Because I told Lindsay, if they were all there, how come they all didn't hear it? Well, he had headphones on. Anyway, the other thing I want to add, this has happened to me before, and I call it a knee-jerk reaction. And you used a term earlier, Scott, when they discover your location. What is that term you used? I forgot what you said.
Sure. I compare it to kind of like a shock gobble on a turkey. When you get a turkey to gobble and it don't really want to, it just kind of does it. Then it's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So
well, the other term was, I thought it was a knee-jerk reaction. Like we actually got it to knock back doing my 3 knocks, but then it realized after that it was us because then nothing else. We tried knocking again, nothing else would happen. That happens a lot. They discovered us. They realized it's us. That's the term. What's that term you use for that?
I can't remember.
Oh man, it was a good. I'll go back and rewatch this. You said it when we're on the rock ledge. There's a term for that when you're discovered. It doesn't matter. It's a good term though. I like the term. But it happens a lot. You get that knee-jerk reaction, and then they don't want to play with you anymore. If you watch Finding Bigfoot and Cliff and Matt are knocking, or Renee, and then they get a couple knocks and then nothing. I remember Cliff saying, yeah, they just don't want to play anymore. It's kind of like they figured out it's the humans, dumb humans, and then they leave. That's
We
how
don't
I
know
think of it.
we don't know what we're saying back.
Right. We don't know what we're saying back. But the three, the three means something. That's what got me excited because I did the three and it knocked back to us. So that was kind of cool.
You don't know how many times I've got out of my vehicle, and as soon as I get out, you get a single knock as soon as you get on site. And it's like, hey, we got people.
Yeah.
So, how many times have you been out there, Scott?
It's probably my 5th time there.
And have you had activity out each time?
Yeah, it's a good spot. First time we went, it's probably 20 degrees out, and we was about froze. But excuse me, we actually had a return howl that was really good.
All right. Well, it's good. It's down on record.
Yeah, Mike is so a lot of speculation on this. So, and I'm speculating what they're doing. Like my speculation was, oh, they figured out it was me that knocked.
Yeah.
You got that knee-jerk reaction, and then they leave. That's speculation. I don't know for sure. Here, Mike, this guy, Mike Nation says they're acknowledging us. They're not acknowledging each other. They do it telepathically. The whoops, the noises is for us. Okay. So again, everybody has different ideas of what they're doing.
Speaking about howls, David mentioned that on the Sunday morning between 5 and 7, from the direction of the graveyard, he heard multiple howls. So if anybody else heard that on the Sunday morning, did you hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I thought I heard something. Let us know.
Now, Friday morning, about 4:30 Friday morning, the dogs were going crazy, and I heard it was 2 that just sounded like a really mad howl, and the dogs like shut up for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so there's more audio. We have more audio to go through.
Ray Mosley, maybe the single knock is their way of telling others that humans are for sure in the area.
I agree with Ray. I've had that happen many times. When you get that home run knock, it gets quiet. And the way I think of it, like Ray does, they're warning each other that humans are present, lay low, it gets quiet, and then nothing happens. So I never do one knock. Whenever I do research, I do 3 knocks. Again, it means something. I've had a response doing 3 knocks often.
Yeah, it happened to me last spring. I stepped out on my front porch. As soon as I stepped out, I mean, it couldn't have been 50 yards up the hill. I mean, it was loud. Home run knock. So I stood out there for about 15 minutes, and I just do a single whistle every 4 or 5 minutes, nothing. Then I finally gave up and started back in the house. As soon as I stepped halfway in the door, it whistled back as I was walking inside.
That's cool.
Nice. You guys are moving to Florida?
Georgia.
You're moving to Georgia and giving up that great spot.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing is I'm already trying to find spots down there, though. I'm on the Georgia-Florida line, so I can go into Florida and get the skunk ape.
Yeah.
There's a lot of, I told you, a lot of reports in the Panhandle, but more so in the Ocala National Forest. There's a lot of Bigfoots.
It's not too far down to that area.
Yeah, you're not far from it.
I'm like
and Georgia's got a bunch too.
I'm like 40 miles from the Florida line, so.
Yeah, there's a lot of reports all through there. Anything you guys want to add, Scott or Jim or Melissa?
I'll just add on that location. The way I found it was just people have been going fishing there and trying to fish after dark and being screamed at and having rocks thrown in the water until they would leave. So I think they was like, hey, it's dark. It's our turn to get out. Yeah. But the locals, you can talk to the locals. They know don't be there after dark.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited because it's 30 minutes from our house. So we're going to go there a lot.
Well, it's like an hour and 10 for me to get there. So with all I've had going on, it's hard for me to get there. So I figured we could work together and kind of share information.
Yeah, I'll let you know. If something happens, as soon as it happens, you'll be the first one I'll contact.
Okay.
Quick couple of comments. Mike Nation came back to us. They love being known. If you ignore them, they'll give you more action than you would ever guess. If you don't try to interact with them, they'll give you more because they like being known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That speaks to
I
their
like to
intelligence.
try to ignore them and just try to use my peripheral vision. Me and Larry got growled at in Kanawha State Forest, and it was a kind of a workshop. Well, the people with us wanted to leave, and I was like, oh man, so I wanted to stay and see what would happen, but they got spooked and wanted to leave.
Yeah.
Well, it's like Charlie just said. You got that howl, and then that knock, and then he said, "Oh, we left soon after that."
Well, it wasn't right after that. We stayed a while and we tried some stuff.
Say at least 45 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we
It's
stayed.
getting late.
I feel bad for
It was getting
Rachel.
late.
Rachel adds this, but I feel bad, Rachel, that Rachel went out with me every night, I think, except that last night. So she missed the tree knock interaction.
So
Well, I hate
Rachel's,
that. I didn't get to spend any time with Jay because I had to leave Friday night
right.
for my daughter's senior night. So I never got to go out with Jay at all.
He'll be on next week. He's on the show next week. So Rachel says, I've experienced that one knock when we got out of the car. We set up camp. Then we stepped over the boundary into their territory. Another knock. I think they are signaling to each other. Was that on this expedition or is that previous, Rachel? Let us know.
That wasn't this expedition.
That wasn't.
No.
Matt, they know you're there. They watch you the entire time you're there. I think so too. They're as clever as they are stealthy. Yeah. Melissa, did you want to say something? No. Oh, I thought I saw you come up to the mic at one point.
No,
No.
I was muted. I turned it back on in case there was any other questions.
Jim, do you have the cast?
I do. I'm going to bring it tomorrow. It didn't turn out that well. I'm having a hard time picking anything out of it. It wasn't real deep. But John Harbolt and I both thought it was worth giving it a shot. So it may have been operator error. Maybe I didn't get enough casting material into it, or maybe it was too dry. That's why I want to get some analysis from you guys and from Elizabeth tomorrow. Okay. I know she's really into the casting. It's a good cast. I can't pick anything out of it. It's too, I think it's too muddled. So maybe some more experienced eyes on it might help.
Okay. Just so people know that are listening, when Melissa was hit with that object and Jim went into the woods, later that day you found the track.
Yes.
And you casted it, which is great.
Yeah.
But it just didn't come out that great, which is still good though. I commend you for casting it and finding it. Like, you guys did a great job of, doing a full investigation on that incident. So a lot of people don't do that. They just, it was Bigfoot hit her and they leave. Well, you didn't do that. You guys went in the woods and you found a track, possible track. So, a lot of people have to do that nowadays. When you hear something, see something, do further investigations or analysis of it. Don't just post it and say it's Bigfoot. Right. We almost never say it's Bigfoot. We always say probable, maybe. Even those knocks Saturday night, we can't say for sure it's Bigfoot.
We didn't see him do it, so
we didn't see him do it, so we can't prove it.
Exactly.
And that's the mystery. That's what keeps us engaged in this.
I always tell people though that we have to be our biggest critics when we're out there, when we have an experience. We have to be the hardest on ourselves. And like you say a lot, Charlie, don't go have Bigfoot on the brain, because you see that so much on multiple Facebook sites. Every little picture is Bigfoot. Every sound, anything is Bigfoot. And that's
I will tell you,
people going out. having experiences every single time, like
Right.
sensationalizing and stuff. It drives me mad.
And
Yeah.
people that know me and that have been on my expeditions and know my research, they know I debunk stuff. And I not call out, I question everything, even friends. I've made some friends mad sometimes because I'll say, well, what about this or this? I don't hold back, and I'm not trying to be rude, or I just want to make sure what happened was real. The evidence is real.
Right.
So I remember, Brent's not watching, my good friend Brent, one time I pissed him off so bad. He had a thermal, it was in the Fraserland, and he showed it to me, and I was kind of frank, kind of blunt. I said, it looks like a squirrel because it was small, and boy, he got so mad at me. People don't want to hear that their evidence is not real, but we don't have to be very critical, especially over our own evidence. We should be critical.
That's why I like peer review. If you got somebody that's a specialist in a certain, like Monongahela, give it to somebody like that. They can dig the truth out.
Right.
Yep. And that's why I sent it to him. I kind of knew, I kind of suspected it was wolf or some kind of canine, but
I didn't know we had wolves on this side of Kentucky. I know the other end, western, definitely do, but I didn't know we got them out east.
There is. I talked to Royal and some other people.
Royal.
They won't, Fish and Game won't admit it, but they supposedly reintroduced the red wolf, and also I think is it a gray wolf? There's some other wolves here that they won't admit.
Royal talked about having 2 gray wolf sightings near his property.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and Royal's not far from there. Royal's up by Cave Run Lake, and he saw 2 gray wolves.
Yep.
So, all right. Anything else, guys?
Right. Anytime I have any experiences, I feel it more than anything. I suspect infrasound, but I don't think my phone camera will pick it up. Yeah.
Yeah, infrasound's below 20 hertz. You can't hear it, but you can feel it. Well, we're gonna wrap this up because we only let these guys get to bed. They need the beauty sleep, right? I know Jim does, right?
Overall, it was a great weekend. The weather was phenomenal. I mean, Sunday absolutely downpoured. Everybody must have just driven home in just saturated in rain, but lots of people got out early. But the weather was perfect, wasn't it? Such a beautiful time of year too.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up.
I didn't forget.
We have big news. Lindsay is not pregnant. No, just kidding. No, we have big news. The big news is our spring expedition will be in LBL. What are the dates? She doesn't know the dates.
Oh God, I just
Hold on.
it too. It's the last weekend in April.
I'm going to tell you the dates. Hold on, because you guys, if you're listening, you need to put it in your calendar. Let me bring up my calendar. We booked it. We booked the entire campground. So we have the entire campground, LBL. Let me just pull this up.
Last weekend in April.
Let me get the exact dates. It will be April 23rd to April 26th. April 23rd to April 26th in LBL. Next week, we will do a sign up.
No, God, no. We're doing it next week.
Well, soon.
We might do it before Christmas, but just save the date.
Well, we're going to announce it next week. You announce it at least so people can circle the dates and then sign up soon after. So that is it. Anything else?
No, just it was a great weekend. It's always a pleasure to see everybody. A lot of it too is getting to hang out with all our lovely friends too.
If you're new in the chat, find us on Facebook, follow us, We
Yeah,
we will post the expedition on Facebook.
I was just looking for that. Somebody had put in the chat ages ago. How do we connect with you?
Yeah, our Facebook.
It's mostly Facebook, YouTube, but if I don't know what you wanted to get a hold of us for, if you've had a sighting or an experience, you can always reach out to Charlie on this number. He takes calls 24/7. Right.
Most of the time.
Um,
But don't expect him to text you
Roulette,
back.
Roulette is asking how much. So just so people are listening, we do 3 days, 3 nights, includes your breakfast, your dinners, night ops, usually a guest speaker each night, all the things, and includes your campsite for it's $200. So $200 includes everything. We will post that on our Facebook page. You can get to our Facebook by KentuckyBigfoot.com.
It's well worth it and make a good Christmas present.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Mike Nation. I love the show. Enjoy it every time I see it. See you next time, kind of thing. Thank you. We love it too, and we love getting to chat with you all. We appreciate you all showing up and spending an hour with us on your Thursday night.
And especially Scott and Melissa and Jim,
Yeah,
thank you for
guys.
coming on.
Not getting in your PJs, or maybe you've got your PJs on.
I'm not
You
wearing
know.
pants at that
I
moment.
know, Jim.
You don't want to know what Charlie's got on.
I've been putting 14-hour days in, so I'm ready for bed.
Now it's dark at like 7 o'clock. I'm
Yeah.
watching the clock and I'm thinking, God, I should be in bed by 9. It's gonna be a tough season.
Okay, well, we want to say goodnight. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and we will see you next week.
All right. Good night, guys. Take care.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
everybody.
See you.
Talk to you later.